Okay, originally I was apprehensive about making this video because I thought people would just ignore what I had to say and just call me racist. But then I saw some other people give their complaints about it, so that got me right back on track. Links to them in the description. Anyway, I've never been a fan of Disney remakes. Back in middle school, I saw the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland and I absolutely hated it. And keep in mind, I didn't see the original 1951 movie all the way through until not too long after, and I loved it to bits. So, yeah, because of that incident, I try to stay away from whatever's popular, especially Disney remakes. Why, oh why do people keep falling for these live-action remakes? The original animated movies are classics for a reason. The songs are stupendous, the animation is awe-inspiring, the characters are compelling, and the stories are spectacular. Hell, I don't even like the 1994 Lion King, but even that movie should have been left untouched. The majority of these stories being remade are already in the public domain anyway, so if people wanted another take on these stories, they could either make their own retelling or look on the internet for other adaptations. Remember, Google is your friend. Fast forward to 2019. Surprise, surprise, Disney wants to make another remake. This time, it's The Little Mermaid. We're already at a bad start. Not only is Disney adamant on butchering another one of their classic movies, but it's The Little Mermaid. Ariel, my best girl, my main ma'am, my absolute favorite Disney princess. I guess they had to get to it eventually, but still. And then Disney poured sea salt on the wound by saying that this new Ariel was going to be played by a black woman. Why is this a problem? Because I saw this casting choice for exactly what it was. A cry for attention. Not because the original Ariel was white, which she was. Not because black children are better off with more original black mermaid stories, which they are. Not because this is like seeing Daffy Duck with no bill, which it is. Because Disney is clearly virtue signaling. Being a white woman, I cannot deny that white people are at least a little bit privileged. So I can understand why big corporations would want to put more people of color into their movies, TV shows, video games, commercials, etc. However, there is a fine line between that and politically correct blackface. Now, this doesn't mean that a little black girl can't dress as Ariel for Halloween. This doesn't mean that someone can draw a what-if scenario of an Ariel from India. And this certainly doesn't mean that an Asian actress can't portray Ariel in a production of Disney's The Little Mermaid at her local theater. Why are all those examples okay, but Disney having a black Ariel isn't? Because they were independent people race-swapping Ariel for fun. On the other hand, Disney is a big fat American corporation wanting to suck every penny out of you. Now, as for Ali E. Carvalho, the voice of Moana playing Ariel in The Little Mermaid live, that was to cash in on the trend of broadcasting Broadway musicals on live TV, not a theatrical movie. Even if Disney did make the bank on that TV special, that still would have been small potatoes compared to what a theatrical live-action remake could have done. Back to Black Mermaid. You'd think Disney would have taken notes back in 2016 after the Ghostbusters remake tanked. Replacing men with women doesn't work, especially if said men have done a good job telling their own story. The same thing applies with replacing white people with black people, or any other race for that matter. This is especially the case if the reason you're doing this is to prey on sensitive, superficial crybullies. Even Disney knows this movie is awful. That's exactly why they casted a black actress. On Oscars night, Disney released a final trailer for their remake for The Little Mermaid, and everybody hated it! People thought the scenes were too dark and murky to resemble what they watched as kids. They thought the computer-generated special effects were tacky, and they lamented on how sick and tired they were of why Disney remakes even exist. But, of course, Disney asserted these unrelated criticisms were out of racism. Why am I not surprised? We'll get to it later, but despite Ariel being my favorite Disney princess, I've heard a myriad of complaints on how Ariel isn't a good role model. I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't look like Halle Bailey's Ariel will be any better. According to an interview, Bailey stated that Ariel is more nuanced and has more character depth and has definitely changed. Her not wanting to leave the ocean for a boy. Really? Miss Bailey, have you seen the original movie? Because that sounds like the Ariel we got 30 years ago. Every Disney princess before her were more passive and content to be at home. Ariel was meant to show that you don't have to know how to cook, clean, or sew to be a princess. I mean, why would you want to? You're already royalty. People could just do that for you. But I digress. Unlike those before her, Ariel loved to explore, collect human artifacts, and study them. For me, this is similar to archaeologists who want to know more about who came before us. Or maybe it's like astronomers and astronauts who want to know what all is out there. You know, it's a little ironic how Disney wants to make girl boss princesses. Cause, well, they already have one. Eric wasn't the reason Ariel wanted to become human. Or, if he wasn't the only one. Ariel felt like she didn't belong underwater. She felt like she was meant for the world that you and I live on. If anything pushed Ariel to give up her voice, it was King Triton, her father, destroying her prized possessions. In other words, it was child abuse. Sure, King Triton had good intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So yeah, it's quite telling that she would rather give up her voice and stay at home with her abusive dad. But you know who did make it about the man? Ursula, the bad guy. The person who wanted her soul.
Before the sun sets on the third day, you've got to get dear old Princey to fall in love with you. That is, he's got to kiss you. Not just any kiss. The kiss of true love.
If I become human, I'll never be with my father or sisters again.
That's right. But you'll have your man. You'll have your looks, your pretty face. And don't underestimate the importance of body language.
If you're following the same logic as the villain, then what does that say about you? Should Ariel have known better? Probably, but at this point, it was either taking that risk or staying with the very man who made her miserable. I'm certain any abuse victim can relate to this scenario. Ariel is not a perfect person, but because of her bravery, curious nature, and tendency to learn and explore, and her willing to leave her abuser, I'd say Ariel is a good role model. Sure, there are better role models out there, but she's still a better role model than what you guys give her credit for. In conclusion, casting a black actress as Ariel was a layer of pointless on top of an already pointless cake. Even if they did cast a white actress, she would still be #not my Ariel. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, maybe share with someone who might like this, and tell me what you think about this. Do you like live-action Disney movies? Are you gonna watch this? Is there anything I should have done better? Be sure to let me know. Till next time, bye!